Putin News Now. The worst has happened to Putin in Ukraine. 2,000 tanks have been destroyed. In Ukraine, Russia has been compelled to use aging weaponry. Moscow has been experiencing heavy casualties in terms of both men and machinery for the past 14 months, depleting its supplies. The loss of Moscow's main battle tanks is particularly shocking. According to the International Institute for Strategic Studies' estimates from February, Russia lost 2,000 tanks, or 50% of its active fleet, in the conflict in Ukraine. Moscow's T-72B3, T-72B3M, and T-80BV, UMBTs were used extensively in the invasion's first few months. Nearly two-thirds of these premium armored vehicles, according to industry experts, have been lost. Moscow's armored corps resorted to using Soviet-era T-62 tanks after running out of their first-choice models. The T-62 main battle tank. The true condition of Russia's MBT arsenal became clear when footage began to circulate this summer showing dozens of retired T-62s being delivered to Ukraine. As a result of losses during hostilities, the Russian enemy withdrew from storage T-62 tanks to recruit reserve battalion tactical groups that are being formed and sent to Ukraine. The British Defence Ministry was the first to confirm the incorporation of these aging armoured vehicles in Ukraine. In addition, weapons and military equipment that have been damaged and restored at the repair and renovation plant are used to replace those that have been lost. After replacing the T-55 MBT in the early 1960s, the T-62 became the standard tank of the Soviet Union. The T-62's main gun and machine gun were mounted coaxially, which was probably the most innovative design choice. The Ukrainian-issued T-62s are an improved version of their forerunners. The Ukrainian T-62s, as reported by The Drive, feature cage-like or raised slat armor designed to deflect anti-tank projectiles. Where did Moscow's sophisticated tanks go? The Kremlin frequently claimed that its new and powerful T-80 MBTs could easily destroy any enemy tank. And yet, the sheer volume of these lost variants in Ukraine provides strong evidence to the contrary. Ukraine's defenses have been bolstered by Western anti-tank weapons like the USFGM 148 Javelin, the United Kingdom's NLAW, and Sweden's AT-4. Russian tanks and their crews are running into new difficulties. An Oryx study found that crew abandonment accounted for about 34% of all tank losses in the country. Many Russian soldiers, unprepared for battle and lacking proper equipment, abandoned their MBTs at the base. Moscow also lacks the means to keep its tank fleet in good condition and upgrade it as necessary. Russian military field maintenance capabilities are dismal, Newsweek reports. Combat increases the likelihood of tank breakdown, and we have seen numerous photographs of Russian tank dumps discovered by the Ukrainian advance, where dozens of disabled tanks sat unrepaired. Tanks that suffer mechanical failures in the field cannot be repaired, compounding their already severe combat losses. It's safe to assume that the tank losses reported by Moscow and Kyiv are both inflated for propaganda purposes. This makes it very hard to get reliable estimates of equipment destruction.